Have you ever seen the city from far away?
It glows with people having the time of their life.
The tall, pretty buildings and all the people that fill them. They seem important.
But when you get to the center of it, it looks different.
Garbage everywhere.
Traffic everywhere.
And the building's so high you can't see anything but concrete.
It feels like a lie. It's not what it looks like from the outside.
It's like seeing a really cute boy. You see them and you feel excited and nervous. They have this perfect smile and they're nice to you.
All you want to do is be with them. But then when you get there, they aren't what they promised. And in this case, it's not as easy as turning the car around and running.
Women who are being sex trafficked are coerced or forced, and their vulnerabilities are used against them for the purposes of sexual exploitation and gain.
So human trafficking is often confused, and people believe it to be smuggling, and it has really nothing to do with smuggling. It's the exploitation of somebody for the purpose of some type of gain.
We first started chatting online.
He friended me and started commenting on all my photos, saying how beautiful I was. He asked me on a date and I said yes. When I told my friends, they were so jealous.
He was sweet. We talked a lot. He actually cared about me.
How it starts is that the first stage, which is the luring stage, is that you have to assess somebody's vulnerabilities. So like someone who is a social worker, a therapist, if I was in a room full of young people, I would know who the most vulnerable people were. I would know who to pay particular attention to and to offer support to. That's a skill that people in helping professions have. Traffickers have the exact same skill.
We see girls and women from good homes who have lots of supports, who are recruited and lured by men who pretend to be their boyfriends. And the youngest girl that the London Abuse Women's Centre has worked with is 12, and the average age of recruitment is 13 to 14 years old.
I was falling so fast.
He made me feel like I was his whole world and gave me everything I wanted.
One of my daughter's friends did get sucked in, and she was working for a pimp for quite a long time, since the age of 15 till 17, when she was finally saved. And so they'd be at Starbucks, Tim Hortons, the mall, school, and it was either guys coming to smooze them or other girls smoozing them into the lifestyle, offering them clothes, makeup, drugs, whatever it was they needed, and whatever way they can get in. They're very manipulative.
And then the grooming and gaming, are also known as the honeymoon stage, sets in. And they're making you feel incredibly special. They're making you feel incredibly heard. They'll do things like say, we could have a life together, we could have a family together, we could buy a condo on the lakeshore together, we could have kids together. Make you feel incredibly loved and incredibly special. And then they pull away. And they're incredibly loving, caring, and amazing, and then they pull away. And you're like, what did I do wrong? I'll do anything to make things go back to the way they were before. I'll do anything to get back into your good books again.
This person obviously is very skilled at manipulation, and over a period of time, he will spend a lot of money on her. And then at some point, he will suggest that money is now gone, and they have to find some way to recover it. And he will suggest that different forms of making the money back. And I have a friend. Can you just one time, please, he'll give us $50 if you just do this. Babe, I totally understand, it's just one time. And unfortunately, once she's done it once, he has her, he's taken pictures, and he'll use that against her. And they're very skilled at finding, I guess, their vulnerabilities.
One day he said that he's contributed a lot to our relationship and that now it was my turn.
He was right. I did need to contribute more.
Then the full-on exploitation sets in, and they've broken down your spirit, they've broken down your self-esteem. And they say, I could do my 50%, you could do your 50%. We'd only have to do it for 3 or 4 months. We could get everything that we've talked about for our future, for our family. We could even start our own family together. And if you hadn't had that before, that's all you've ever wanted.
I was so excited for this life we planned together, and I didn't want to lose him.
I was really nervous for my first night on the job. He even told me what to wear.
Tight dress, high heels, and lots of makeup. Then he drove me to the customer's condo downtown.
He said he wouldn't be mad, and he would still love me. At the end of each night, I would get to be home with him.
These girls, quite often, they feel that they need to stay with the trafficker because they're in love. And maybe all their family ties have been cut, and they haven't seen their family in months. He becomes their family.
The more I did it, the more I started to feel worthless and empty.
I loved my boyfriend so much, but I was spending so much time with these other guys.
I was doing it for him. I kept trying to make him happy.
I ended up having sex with 10 or 15 men a day.
Her mom called me crying and scared. We've known each other since she was little. And I didn't tell her mom what I do, but I had the knowledge and the know-how to find out the hotel room, so her mom and the police were aware. But when the police went, because she didn't want help, at 15, they couldn't take her out of there.
And I think there's a bit of a myth in our society that Johns are poor, lonely guys who can't get sex, but Johns are extremely violent, extremely exploitative. They don't care whether a woman is trafficked. They don't care whether a woman is under 18, although sometimes they prefer that.
The men buying sex were all different.
A few of them are not much older than me and in college.
They all looked at me the same way, though, like a piece of meat they were about to devour.
They continue that process until they're ready to turn her out, to put her into prostitution. And at that point, that's when the abuse begins in terms of physical, sexual assault. And we'll now say, you owe me, you have to pay me now, you owe me a debt, so get out there and sleep with these men because you need to pay me back.
I wanted out, but I was scared. He was my whole life and all I had left.
I personally believe that in order to exit safely, you need to be able to form safe, supportive, consistent, caring relationships with adults in your life.
I woke up one day and something in me changed. I couldn't do it anymore. My body and my mind were done.
I would look into the mirror and not recognize myself.
I had no idea I was being trafficked.
We have people on our staff team who are survivors of human trafficking, who offer peer mentorship, which is really the heart and soul of our program. And they offer informal counseling and case management, and it's like a friendship with boundaries. And their ability to engage with survivors is unparalleled because of their shared lived experience.
Girls have to know that these guys are preying upon them, and it's not courtship. They're not looking to fall in love. They're not in love.
I'd also want young girls and women to know, there's so much more than their sexuality, and that they're human beings in their own right with their own dreams, their own aspirations, and they have so much to contribute to our society.
You look at these cases and think, this could have been my daughter.
You just got to show them strength and independence and love, and
you're heartbroken by somebody's traumatic experiences. And then the best times are when you know of how traumatizing somebody's story is, or multiple stories, and then you see them change and you see their resilience and you see them rebuild their lives.
I'm finally out of the game. I can't believe I was manipulated that way. There's a darkness to the city that most people don't even realize.
It means finding beauty takes work, but this time I know where to look.